This is Scholola. At just 12 years old, she had endured more pain than most people face in a lifetime. Born on the streets of Lagos, raised by a mother trapped in her own mind, Scholola knew little of comfort, warmth, or safety. She had no father, no home, and no one to champion her future. For 2 brief years, she attended school, only for her benefactor to disappear without a trace. After that, the classrooms were gone, replaced by gutters, insults, and the relentless struggle to survive. Yet, beneath her tattered clothes and dirt-streaked skin, Scholola carried a mind brighter than anyone around her could imagine. Every morning began the same way. The sun rose over mile 12, spilling heat over broken pavements, open drains, and the cacophony of market life. Scholola's mother Abini rocked back and forth, muttering to shadows only she could see. Her ragged wrapper slipped, revealing bruises, scars, and the wear of years of neglect. Scholola clutched her mother tightly, whispering, "It's me, Mommy. It's me," as if the words alone could anchor her in reality. Around them, the world moved with indifferent speed. Market women shouted, hawkers cried, and strangers occasionally tossed coins, often accompanied by sneers or laughter. Scholola had learned long ago that survival required silence and speed. Tears had no home in her world. Her mother had once been beautiful, at least in Scholola's imagination. On rare lucid days, Abini would sing old Yoruba lullabies, calling Scholola princess, and for a moment the streets faded. But those moments were fleeting. More often than not, Abini chased invisible demons, screamed at puddles, or threw stones at shadows. Scholola carried both her mother's care and her mother's madness. She knew hunger intimately, felt the sun burn her skin, and slept on flattened cartons with the cold night pressing against her back. Dreaming had become a luxury she could no longer afford. One afternoon near Oshodi, Scholola crouched beside her mother, stomach twisted in knots from hunger. That was when she noticed a woman watching her. Fair-skinned, full-bodied, wearing a simple Ankara gown, the woman observed Scholola with eyes that held neither pity nor scorn. Minutes later, she crossed the street and extended a plate of steaming jollof rice. "Here, eat," she said softly. Scholola hesitated. Strangers rarely gave without taking. "Don't worry," the woman smiled. "I'm not like the others." That day, Scholola met Auntie Linda. Auntie Linda became her first anchor outside the streets. She returned daily with food, soap, and words of gentle curiosity. "What's your story, child?" she asked. Scholola shared everything: the madness, the hunger, the fleeting years in school, the constant longing to learn. Auntie Linda listened. She returned with a notebook, pencils, and 3 weeks later, Scholola stepped into a dusty public school classroom wearing a second-hand uniform. It was too big, but it felt like a crown. In the classroom, Scholola's brilliance shone. She answered questions before others could raise their hands, memorized poems after one reading, and wrote with astonishing precision. Teachers whispered in wonder, "Who trained this child?" Scholola always said, "Auntie Linda." That evening, she returned to the food stand, cleaning, serving, and savoring leftover soup, her reward being a nod of approval. For the first time, Scholola felt seen. Then Auntie Linda left. An envelope from the UK had come and suddenly Scholola was alone. The headmistress called. No fees, no school. Scholola waited outside the gate for hours, clutching her bag, watching the street where Auntie Linda had promised to return. The sun set. Nothing changed. The streets had grown, but she hadn't. Her mother remained mad, barefoot, talking to ghosts and demons. Scholola still had her mind, her sharpness, her hope. That was all. She returned daily to the back fences of private schools, observing, memorizing, teaching herself from afar. She crouched behind windows, behind mango trees, copying lessons onto scraps of paper. Her only companion was knowledge. Children mocked her. Teachers shouted at her. Guards pushed her away. But Scholola persisted. Hunger gnawed at her. Stones bruised her skin, yet she stayed. Each night, Under the flickering stars and beside her mother's babbling, she whispered prayers. God, why give me this mind and lock the doors of school? Scholola survived in the market too. She carried trays of sachet water, walking miles under the scorching sun, dodging buses, fighting for customers, and whispering with each sale. 5 naira closer to food. She defended every coin, every bite, every small victory. Hunger was constant, but her spirit remained unbroken. She still believed one day she would rise. One day she noticed a well-dressed girl observing her. Jessica Agu, daughter of a billionaire struggling with her own learning, approached. Can you teach me? Jessica asked. Scholola hesitated. Strangers rarely trusted street children. But Jessica persisted. Under the mango tree, a secret classroom emerged. Scholola taught fractions, reading, and life lessons. Jessica laughed, learned, and for the first time felt seen. Scholola felt the same. Their worlds, though miles apart, collided in understanding and trust. Their bond grew. Jessica brought gifts, small tokens of care, while Scholola shared stories of stars, streets, and dreams. They laughed, cried, and learned together, keeping it hidden from teachers and parents. Chief Agu, Jessica's father, was the one barrier they feared. Rich, powerful, protective, unknowable. But their friendship could not be hidden forever. One afternoon, Scholola arrived late. Her mother had an episode. Jessica waited, worried. Scholola reassured her, still barefoot, still dusty, still resilient. They held fast to their secret bond. Every lunch hour, every whispered lesson, every shared story, solidified a friendship that transcended circumstance. You're magic, Jessica said once. Scholola blinked. Magic. That was what she felt, what she was, in the eyes of the one person who truly saw her. Then inevitability struck. Chief Agu arrived unexpectedly at the school. Jessica introduced Scholola. The billionaire's sharp eyes met the street girl's trembling frame. Scholola, afraid, almost fled. Jessica held her hand, defying every expectation. Slowly, Chief Agu's face softened. Take me to your mother, he said gently. Scholola hesitated. Please don't punish her. She doesn't understand. Together, they returned to mile 12. Flies buzzed, garbage burned, chaos reigned. Scholola pointed. She's there, she whispered. A beanie. Mad, barefoot, muttering. Chief Agu approached with care, gentleness replacing judgment. Arrangements were made immediately for psychiatric care. Scholola's mother would have hope. Scholola, once invisible, was no longer alone. From that day, Scholola's life transformed. She bathed in clean water, wore fresh clothes, combed her hair, and walked through Queen's Crest gates as a student. The same children who laughed at her peered in astonishment. Scholola raised her hand in class, every answer precise, every question thoughtful. Teachers marveled. Parents whispered. Chief Agu ensured she received the best, not out of charity, but because she had proven her brilliance. Visiting her mother weekly, Scholola witnessed small miracles. Abini slowly recognized her daughter, moments of clarity growing longer with each week. Sigala adjusted to school life, still haunted by memories of the streets, but slowly embracing the joy of belonging. Her friendship with Jessica flourished. They were sisters not by blood, but by heart, sharing secrets, lunches, and dreams. Chief Agu noticed Scholola's impact. One afternoon, he handed her a tablet, preloaded with all school materials. You were never invisible, Scholola. You just needed someone to look close enough. Scholola's heart swelled. For years, she had been ignored, underestimated, dismissed. Now she had tools, opportunity, and love. Under the mango tree, now neatly trimmed and placed within the garden, Scholola reflected on her journey. From gutters to classrooms, from hunger to abundance, from invisibility to recognition, she had grown into a symbol of hope. She whispered her thanks to God, promising never to waste this chance. She had a friend, a father, a mother receiving care, and a future filled with possibility. Scholola's story is a testament to resilience, courage, and the transformative power of compassion and education. No child is born worthless. Every life holds potential. One act of kindness can break cycles of poverty, neglect, and rejection. Scholola walked through the doors the world had once denied her, head held high, carrying lessons learned in the harshest classrooms of all the streets. From that day forward, Scholola learned, laughed, and lived fully. Every problem solved, every lesson mastered, was proof that greatness is not determined by birth, wealth, or circumstance, but by perseverance, intellect, and the care of those who believe. Scholola became more than a girl from the street. She became a symbol, a living answer to her own prayers. And in the eyes of those who once doubted her, she shone like magic. And so, Scholola's journey reminds us all. See the children others ignore. Offer guidance where none exists. Believe in the unseen potential, for even the most forgotten soul can rise, flourish, and change the world. Every life matters. Every mind has power. Every act of love creates ripples that transform generations. Scholola, once a barefoot girl beside a gutter, became a student, a daughter, a friend, a force of hope. And through her, the world remembered that with compassion, opportunity, and education, miracles are possible. The future opened its doors, and Scholola walked through them with courage, intellect, and heart, forever proving that no child is invisible when someone truly sees them.